Have you ever danced until you dropped? Now imagine dancing until death. Sounds unthinkable, doesn't it? In the heart of Strasbourg, France, in the year 1518, the unthinkable happened. A bizarre event unfolded, known today as the Dancing Plague of 1518. It all began with one woman, Frau Troffea. One day, without any apparent reason, Troffea stepped into the street and began to dance. Not a joyful jig or a rehearsed routine, but a strange, seemingly involuntary dance. This was not a one-off episode. Frau Troffea danced for days. Her feet moved to a silent tune, her body swayed in a rhythm all its own. And then, something even more peculiar happened. People began to join her. One by one they fell into the same strange dance, their bodies moving as if possessed. The event was enigmatic, unexplainable. As more people joined in, the city of Strasbourg was soon engulfed in a dancing frenzy. What started with a single woman soon turned into a mass event that no one could explain. The Dancing Plague of 1518, as it came to be known, was an inexplicable phenomenon that swept through the city of Strasbourg, France, like an infectious rhythm nobody could resist. As the days turned into weeks, ever-increasing numbers of people were seized by an irresistible urge to dance. Men, women and children, irrespective of age or status, were swept up in the wave of collective madness. The streets, once bustling with daily life, were now filled with people dancing with wild abandon, their faces etched with a mix of ecstasy and despair. This was no merry jig or joyful waltz. The dancers moved with a frenzied intensity, their bodies contorting in ways that seemed to defy human endurance. They danced until their feet bled, until they collapsed from exhaustion, and in some cases, until they dropped dead. The authorities were baffled. How could they stop something they couldn't understand? They consulted physicians, who offered no medical explanation, suggesting instead that it was a hot blood disease, a malady caused by an excess of heat in the blood. The city council was desperate. They decided that the dancers must be allowed to dance out the fever. They even hired musicians and built stages hoping to aid the purge, but the measures backfired. The music and the stages only seemed to draw more people into the dance. The death toll rose. People were dying of exhaustion, of heart attacks, of strokes. The city was gripped by fear and confusion. The dance of death, as it was now being called, showed no signs of stopping. Despite the initial belief that the dancers were merely blowing off steam, it quickly became clear that this was no ordinary event. Theories abounded, from religious fervor to demonic possession, but none could fully explain the phenomenon. Despite the best efforts of the authorities, the dancing plague continued, leading to dozens of deaths. The city of Strasbourg was in the grip of a dance macabre, a dance of death that would leave an indelible mark on its history. The Dancing Plague of 1518, a phenomenon that perplexed the world. But what could have caused such a strange event? Over the years, historians and scientists have put forth various theories in an attempt to explain this baffling occurrence. Some suggest it could have been mass hysteria, a collective manifestation of extreme stress or anxiety causing people to act in peculiar ways. Another intriguing theory is ergot poisoning, a condition caused by consuming rye bread infected with a certain type of fungus. This could have led to hallucinations and convulsions similar to dancing. Religious fervor is another proposed explanation. In an era of high superstition, people might have taken to dancing in a desperate plea to the divine, or as a form of penance. Yet, despite these conjectures, the exact cause remains elusive. The Dancing Plague of 1518 thus continues to baffle us, standing as one of history's most bizarre and unexplained events. The Dancing Plague, a chilling chapter in the history of Strasbourg, continues to perplex us even today. This bizarre event kicked off with a solitary dancer, Frau Troffea, whose feet took on a life of their own. Soon, the contagion spread, ensnaring hundreds in its grip, leading to a dance of death that lasted for days. The local authorities, in their desperate attempts to control the situation, even encouraged more dancing, hoping to alleviate the crisis. But their efforts were in vain as the death toll mounted, with numerous people succumbing to exhaustion, heart attacks, and strokes. Theories abound, from ergot poisoning to mass hysteria, yet none provide a satisfactory explanation. The Dancing Plague remains an enigma, a testament to the strangeness that history often presents us with. As we dive deep into history, we often encounter mysteries that leave us questioning the very fabric of human behavior. The Dancing Plague of 1518 is one such enduring enigma,